Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Dropping memes.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
All right, gentlemen, we're here on the Base Damage Podcast. I am MB, or Matt Brower. I'm sure you've heard of me from the, I don't know, every single podcast, sitting as Kool-Aid/Billy is my brother.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here with him. I'm here with JoeSchmmo.
Hey, how you doing?
/Kyle. And I'm here with 8Ball/Phil. What's up? And we are here to talk some Weiss Schwarz today. Now, before we get going, I think Kool-Aid/Billy has some things to say.
Yeah, throwing some stuff out there real quick. It's cool. I already know all this. Okay. Matt's hosting today. It is October 23rd at the time of this recording. So anything that we talk about that happens after this, sorry. Okay. First and foremost, we are wanting to give a special thanks / shout out / whatever the hell you want to call it, but just a dude thank you from to Earl Grey from Tier 1 TCG. Basically, Kyle messaged me the other day. Called me up and was like, dude, have you checked your messages? And I'm like, I haven't just yet. I just got home. He said, dude, I got a message from this dude and he sent us a banner. And I'm like, what? He's like, no, dude, I'll get online right now. I'll send it to you. He sent me, it was a banner this guy just randomly made for the Base Damage channel, for the YouTube channel. And I saw it and immediately fell in love with it because it looked so awesome. And I was like, holy crap. And I got the email address from Kyle and proceeded to message the guy, talk to him, and the next day he sends me thumbnails for each of the videos that we had out currently so far. He's like, here, check these out too. And I'm looking at these, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like these, like one of them they're all hilarious as far as like just how cool it is. One of them specifically, a joke Kyle pointed out to me. It looked like this little bear was beating a donkey, and I'm like, what the hell? And he said, oh no, that's when Tim said, told you to stop beating a dead horse. And I'm like, it looks like a donkey, but okay, that's a horse, that works. But it was just really cool. We didn't ask this guy to do it in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, and he sent this thumbnail. Another YouTube icon, and a banner. Just randomly. It's like, here, use them if you want. And I'm like, I am using these because these are freaking awesome. I have to upload the other 3 thumbnails that got sent. I just hadn't done that just yet. So once I get a chance and get back home, I'm going to load those up. But, okay, just if we could all just give like a round of applause for this guy. Just thank you, bro, so much. Just straight up. Like, it was really cool, wasn't asked, and when you deal with the internet, you expect hate.
Yeah, lots of hate.
I also haven't expected that we'd get, we're already at like 25 subscribers, and this is only the 4th podcast, or 26 as of this morning, something like that. But it just, like I said, I expected hate as far as just like between a whole bunch of shit, just because worst expectations with YouTube, and then this dude completely shatters those expectations and just is like,
it's a pleasant surprise.
Here, have some cool shit that I made for you guys for no explainable reason.
Oh, it's just, hey, if you ever need any help, just let me know. And I'm like, dude, words cannot express. Like, thank you. Appreciate it so much. So, bro, if you listen to this, thank you so much. I will probably definitely be hitting you up for with other questions and ideas and whatnot. But, so that is it for that. It probably get referenced once again somewhere in this podcast. The other thing being, I have to apologize and make a correction. The 3rd podcast, we talked about the Hanukkah deck that got 2nd place in the Canada Vancouver regionals, and I screwed up on an effect. I thought that the level 1 Hanukkah Climax combo stated that you add to hand first and then you played, which would have opened up some interesting little combos I thought about. But I went back and RTFC'd, I read the fucking card, and it does not add straight to hand. It summons straight from the deck. So I can't do those combos I was talking about. When it was pointed out to me, I was like, fuck, I've already loaded up the podcast. I can't really and to redo an hour and almost an hour and a half long podcast just for that one fuck up.
Wasn't it 2 hours?
No, it was an hour.
No, it was an hour and a half. Or it was like 120 or 120.
Something like that.
Yeah, the 3rd one's an hour and a half, guys.
Yeah. But I wanted to apologize because I was on that Hanukkah hype train, something hard, because I was like, this is so cool. I just was blinded. So But
Blinded by the light.
yeah.
Go in this side.
Yeah, but I wanted to just say my apologies. I fucked up. I'm only human. Wanted to correct that summons directly from hand, directly from the deck. There.
So while we're on the topic of fuck ups,
yeah,
this errata right here for a Prisma Elia is actually really bad because this
Yeah.
card goes from pretty broke to meh, whatever.
Basically saw that they had updated after the Prisma Elia just got released last week. They're like, guys, we fucked up on a effect. But
Yeah, we're talking about the worst luck Elia.
level 0.
Yeah, it's a level 0, and the original print is if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or more, your other characters get plus 1,500 power, which is pretty ridiculous since there's no cost to it. Yeah, since there's no cost to it.
Seriously, you drop that back 2 of those back row and just try to maintain your hand.
3,000 for everybody, guys.
3,000 global just would be beautiful, but
sadly, that is actually only 500 power, so that is much more balanced. But
yeah.
sorry guys, it went from broke to not so much. We've got a couple
Global
other.
5's still good.
Global 5 isn't bad. We've got a couple other erratas here. I think I have to pass this one off to Billy.
As far as that, I was just wanted to talk about some of the other erratas. Wanted to throw this on y'all. Figured depending on what we've recently talked about or other shenanigans, that at least one a week we can mention an errata that has occurred just for the heck of it. So we'll count that one, and I'm going to count one other one because Kyle had been messing with Persona 4, and so.
Take this away from me. There you go.
But yeah.
Okay. So
I just want to see that because it was
basically the errata is for the Rise Kirazan or
Kanzeon. That's weird.
I can't.
It's a level 2 Rise card from the P4 set. When a card named Full Analysis is placed on your climax area, all your characters get plus 1,000 power until end of turn. Not bad. But her climax, and that's where this comes into play.
It's just a standard places when this card's placed, draw a card, give someone plus 2,000 and a soul.
So I was looking through the other erratas. That's where I was like, okay, we could totally mention one of these a week or so. And I saw Full Analysis, and I know that Kyle has run it before, and I'm like, bro, they have an errata for this card. He's like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be a blind stock. I said, it's supposed to be blind stock and plus soul across the board, which. Do you think would work better? Or?
Well, considering this card is a back row card, if you want to use the effect with it, the only plus from this card with the climax is everyone gets 1,000.
Okay.
So everyone would still get it. Would basically get a 1K1.
It would, yeah, good point. That would balance it out. You get a blind stock and.
Okay, so they're actually changing the effect on the climax, not on the.
Yeah, they changed the
effect.
because the climax is 2K and a soul. Draw a 2K and a soul. To a character.
That takes that's quite the errata there, actually.
Yeah, it would still be the double crit. That's whatever.
Yeah,
but see, this card's effect is more useful in the back row because pay 2, rest this card, put the top card of your opponent's deck into your opponent's waiting room, and if that card is a character, all your opponent's characters with one or more of the same trait get minus 2,000. This card is more for the back row.
So, that is dirty.
Absolutely.
That's actually really dirty. That kills back row characters all day.
Yeah, especially if they're running obviously something that would be all the traits like Fleet Girls. You know, everybody's a Fleet Girl.
Oh yeah, that destroys.
That
destroys Hatsu right there, because it's the minus 2,000. If she goes down to 0 power, she's out.
Yeah, so you could drop everybody by 2.
Yeah, I know you love her.
This with that give everybody 1,000 is a 3,000 difference plus soul. So
all right, guys, I got to bring this up because it got brought up in the very first podcast. I don't like Hatsukaze. Hatsukaze is my least favorite Fleet Girl.
What's it?
What's up?
Sure.
Grab
a chair.
Yeah, grab a chair.
When I built my first Bakemono deck, because I'm a Bakemono player,
I got it.
When I built my very first Bakemono deck, like half of my climax combo was
salvage on
to salvage during the main phase, salvage during the battle phase.
Yeah.
So for Billy to come in with this freaking assist character in the back that completely screws half of my freaking climax combo, she is my least favorite Kanko girl. Take it to the bank. That's all I want to hear about it. Swear to God.
Okay, because I have to give this story as well for those who don't know. Also, 8-Ball, I'm going to throw the card at you so you can see which one he's talking about.
I like to say Weeaboo Jew has joined the podcast.
Oh, good point.
Yes.
Hey, Weeaboo Jew, what up?
I probably won't talk much.
It's cool, bro. Just hey, your presence is welcome.
It's here.
So I told Matt, I was like, hey, we're doing this podcast thing, and he's like, dude, I want to hear. So I pull it up, and I'm just we're just like letting it play in the background or whatever. He's just listening to it, and I come back from the bathroom, and I realize what part it's at, and I'm like, oh crap, I know exactly what's about to be said. I can't get my phone out quick enough to record this. Because he fucking rages because he knows I'm
I do.
for it.
I do.
I said shout outs to my man Matt Brower, our favorite girl is Hatsukaze, and he gets up out of his chair, has a blanket,
I hate you.
takes a blanket and a pillow and just throws it like at the couch.
You are a piece of shit. Okay.
And he just starts like he's smiling the whole time because he knows I'm fucking with him.
He has never stopped bugging me about the fucking Hatsukaze thing.
It is completely and totally great.
All right, well,
by the way, everyone enjoy the peeking that just happened due to Matt.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I know
you're jingling.
You're jingling.
It's cool.
Are we getting another? Are we having another person join the podcast?
What's up? Phantom joining the podcast?
Yo.
We're back up 6 people.
Go back in that corner.
Go back in the corner. Did you hand me that? Okay, you're still ready. Yeah.
All right, we have another step in.
It's cool. So now we have Phantom.
So what we're gonna do is, since we've got more people coming in, we're gonna squeeze in all of our announcements so that we can get to the open part of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through the regional qualifiers for Chile and for Mexico. Chile first. The champion was Rodolfo Maldonado. Yeah.
Rodolfo Maldonado. Okay, yeah. Was the champ.
And he's running SAO. We've got a blue-yellow-green mix, which I've
been running blue, yellow, green with contact.
I've seen it. Yeah, well. They're using the Zekken Yuki engine, and they're using Last Shot Xenon for their finisher. For second, we've got Gazaldo Lazama running Kantai with the red-yellow. Starting off with the Shimakaze engine and running Musashi, the T-Time Congo, and the Hiranai Kaini for level 3s.
Yeah.
And for third, we've got Falvio Este running Kantai, running yellow-green.
Yeah.
Dot.
Getting your, yeah.
With Shimakaze engine, and we've got Akagi Kai finisher and Musashi.
Woo.
Who does that remind me of?
I'm not running that, actually.
You did today.
Personal preference. No. I'm not running the Shimakaze. I'm running
You're running
the next one that's about to be announced.
I was talking about Musashi.
Yeah, I was running Musashi. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, I misunderstood you. But yeah. I also feel really great that I'm having him talk about 3 different Kantai decks back to back. It feels really good.
Yeah.
Just to piss him off.
All right.
Then,
my hate for Kantai has gone down quite a bit, but either way.
But it's
still
whatever. It's just because like one of the first games ever, he got, in his opinion, wrecked by it, and he's just like, fuck this shit.
Well, you have to understand that as a Kantai, as a Bake player, for a long time, I just had Bake, which was 200 cards, and I'm sitting here, and then he's telling me about like the third Kantai pack, and I'm sitting here like, I have 200 cards. How many is in your first pack? You're like 200. I'm like, cool. So you've got 3 packs, and in your first pack, you have more cards than I do.
It was. I don't know if it was. I don't remember. I don't think it was exactly 200 or something like that, but it was a lot compared to the Bake set. Compared to the first Bake, actually no.
Yeah, the first Bake set has 200 cards in it.
Okay, cool.
And Nisei didn't help much because that's only like 82.
Yeah.
So if you can hear me, gods of Weiss Schwarz, I will cry out to you, Monogatari Season 2, please, thank you. Japan's already got it. I need it badly.
Yeah.
Moving along, we'll move on to the Mexico regionals. The champ was Alfonso Gonzalez, running another Kantai, which was green, blue, yellow. Nothing new there.
They saw me play that today, so they're like, eh.
We've got the Hagro engine with Kagikai and Musashi. Oh, wow, that sounds just like someone that's in the room.
I checked the dude's deck list because I just do that to make sure I'm not exactly copying anybody, and it was different. We did have different stuff in there.
Gotcha. And then we've got, for second, we've got George Baina.
Jorge,
my bad. Whatever.
It's Jorge. From what I've been told, is pronounced Jorge, but you got the last name.
Apologies. And then he's running Nisekoi, which he's running 4 full colors, so we're not going to go too much into that. But his level 3s are Kosaki, After School Date, and the one Marika.
Yeah, she got nerfed hard. It's whatever.
Make Marika great again.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling him. He's just like, what? But okay, I'm gonna show you the difference between the two of them one day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then for the third one, we've got Jesus, though it'd be interesting to see Jesus play this card game.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Carventus, who is playing Idolmaster Blue with a splash of yellow and red support. He's playing Minami Mita engine. Sorry if I butcher any of these. I don't play too many sets. And he's playing Anastasia and the Ronco finishers.
Yeah.
No Kagura or whatever her name is.
Oh, Kaede. Actually, he did have one copy of Kaede in there, but I didn't write that down in the notes just because it was just one copy. The Ronco and Anastasia are basically what you want to run for that build. Ronco has the burn effect like the level 3 Berserker. So really good climax combo. And Anastasia has a kind of a faux restand ability, but when her battle opponent becomes reversed, you pay part of the cost is sacking another character, and you pull out a specific name level 1 from the waiting room, and that one can attack afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a restand, but you still get
more
more
like
attack.
reincarnation.
Something like
It's a
that.
good way of putting it, I guess. But it's basically those are the two big ones that you run for it. But
Alright, and next week we will have the Manila and Philippines regionals that should be added soon.
they should be added soon. I checked the Twitter, and the Manila one was the Manila winner was up there. He said he played Attack on Titan, but
Okay.
I don't know what build of Attack on Titan. But supposedly the Manila regionals and the Philippine regionals will be hosted soon.
Okay, cool. Do you know if he ran Titans or Corpse?
Or Corpse.
Sideways glance. No,
Yeah.
talking about the last podcast, he screwed it up.
Yeah, but I like my corpse.
Marco,
You really-
no.
You're flubbing everything hardcore. That's
Bro,
supposed to
it
be
was
my
a
thing. Stop it.
It was
Party.
a long day.
He won't throw in backpacks. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Flubbing is what I do. Chill out, bro. So other than that,
That's basically like all the big news out of
Yeah.
the way. I guess the only other big news that I wanted to just quickly touch on was
Just like JoeSchmmo's channel.
I'm gonna do that anyway, bro. We're gonna do that. We're gonna plug Nick's. I don't know like what name he would be wanting to go.
Primal Merchant.
Primal Merchant.
That is his name.
Okay, it's another one of our buddies. We found out he has a YouTube page, and
He streams. He does actually some magic stuff on there.
Cool.
Along with some other things.
Okay.
So,
He's wanting to get into doing. He said doing Weiss deck builds and
yeah,
whatnot.
he wants to start doing tech decks.
So yeah.
Talking about counting.
some other
Yeah,
things. That sounds sketchy as hell.
So-
I mean, wink, wink.
So we're gonna put links for both Joe's channel and Nick's channel in the description. Please check it out. Be much appreciated. The other thing that I want to talk about, because I know Phil is very much been anticipating this is just as much as me.
Yes.
It is. We're going off the Vice rant for just a little bit here, and it is the series Ruby RWBY Volume 4 just came out yesterday.
Which is
Thank
good.
you.
Which
Lord.
we've all, I think, who actually care for the show,
Yeah.
have watched the intro already.
I watched the intro.
It was
Yes.
bad.
Yeah, we've
And
all
we
watched
have
the intro.
questions.
So yeah, basically
It takes place 6 or 8 months in the future after
Yeah.
Fall of Beacon.
yes. So anybody who's followed that so far, we're not going to be dropping spoilers anytime
Well, we
soon.
don't
'cause
even
none of
have
us have seen it yet.
spoilers.
I'm just saying, like, not if we're able to see it like the day, like, an episode a particular weekend. I'm not wanting to drop any spoilers for that episode that it comes out. I want to wait a week
And talk
when
about
it comes
the week
out
before that.
when it comes out on YouTube, and we could legitimately say, hey, this is out of the way. Everyone should see this by now.
Yeah.
This isn't a
The
spoiler.
people who
thing.
actually care.
The people who
You've-
actually care.
You've had your week grace period. Go watch it. If you haven't, we're gonna ruin everything for
Yeah,
you.
because the people who are the like sponsors or the first members or whatever they call already screwed it up for each other. So I don't know what exact time it was supposed to come out, but
It
This
came out
is-
at 3.
this
it was
they had
supposed-
technical
it was
difficulties.
supposed to come out at 3. Wait,
It was
came,
supposed to come out at around, I think it was either noon or 1 o'clock, but they had technical difficulties and it didn't come out until 3.
because so many people were on their server trying to watch
Refresh.
this,
They couldn't
clicking
do it.
refresh over and over,
Refresh.
and the server crashed.
Refresh.
Yeah, Miles, one of the writers for Ruby, tweeted and was like, "Good job, you beautiful bastards! Y'all
broke our servers."
y'all crashed the servers. ... Again.
Again?
Again.
How
That
many
is,
times has this happened?
dude, we're on volume 4 of Ruby. Assume between that and Red vs. Blue, they probably have had several. I don't know about. I mean, Red vs. Blue as much. I need to watch it, but that's
Is
whatever.
there a
I
plot
haven't
point
seen any
where?
of RVB.
Yeah.
Text message.
So yeah.
Is there a plot
I watched a
point
little
where?
bit of the
play
first
back.
season. It was really funny. But Volume 4 of Ruby out. I want to talk about that at least a little bit because I'm wanting to see this series so much. It's
You
so
think
good.
Really,
Do
really
you think
good.
Yanks
Yeah, I
will
know.
have a chance to go to an armory?
Maybe.
We will see.
Everybody clap like Yang. Oh, sad face.
Somebody give her a hand.
Joe,
come on.
Joe, quit fapping.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
Dude,
guys.
really?
Let me take this second because I haven't really been introduced. I'm going to be on this podcast as many times as I can help it. I've already brought up that I'm a Bake player. My name is
Okay.
Matt Brower.
You said this at the beginning of the thing,
I
bro.
know, but Billy is like.
We're rehashing, okay?
Yeah.
Rehash, okay,
We're
we're
rehash
bringing-
Brad.
he's bringing this back up because of another thing that I wanted to drop to you. We're going to record a Hatsukaze deck build. We're going to try to do that today, like even when you guys go out there and do the anime
A
thing.
Hatsukaze
I'm
deck
gonna-
build?
Do you want to just...
I don't have any of my stuff. I didn't even think about recording today, so I didn't bring anything.
It's
So
fine.
it's going to be all on you.
That's fine. I don't mind as long as we can do that real quick, and I can load it up for you.
You'll take care of it.
He has a particular deck build, mostly for Hatsukaze, has Splash Senjogahara in there.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to show that off because he's like, I'm throwing backpacks, bitch!
Yeah, there's not really many Bake players out here, so I figured I would at least represent.
Yeah.
That, and like I said, Gods of Weiss Schwarz, please.
Please bless the
I have seen some of the Bakemonogatari second season yet. One of the guys of Game Theory, his name Ian, showed me the Japanese cards for it.
Yeah, you talking
And
about
some
that.
of the combos, and it was really cool. Personally, I would like to see it, mostly because I want to build an Deco Snake for you.
Like, 'cause
Yeah.
no air.
Hop that over. Yeah, it's getting warm in here.
It's hotter than a hooker's doorknob on payday in here.
Good
Well,
Lordy
damn.
Jesus. All right. That is one I have not heard before.
What?
Well, now you have.
Yeah.
One other thing is that I kind of felt bad about missing out on the last couple podcasts. A couple things that I would like to bring up. ReZero. ReZero is going to be an awesome set. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. It's going to be cool. If you have not watched this anime, you should. It's hands down, definitely hands down, the best anime that's come out this year. Some people are going to debate me on this. I'm going to tell you you're wrong because whatever you're looking forward to, you've already had stuff come out, but this is a series that has come out of nowhere. This came out of nowhere like Ruby did. People were expecting Ruby to be good. It came out of, like, obscurity. Kicked everyone in the face. ReZero does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Plot twists everywhere.
This is all a
but-
matter of
but
opinion.
battle
Opinions
buds.
are like assholes. Everybody's
Yes.
got one.
And there's several in this room right now, just saying.
What Battle Buds?
What?
What about the Battle Butt one? You don't know about
Oh
that?
gosh, no, that
The
anime
one
looks
where the
awful.
girls
Oh,
are going to
Keijo.
the school
Keijo.
to hit
God.
each other with their asses and become professionals? That one?
It's a wrestling
It's like
thing.
reverse sumo?
Okay, it's an anime that's out now. It's a wrestling thing.
It's
in
tits
which,
and ass. You can only use tits and ass, and you have to bounce them off of a little floating island in like a swimming pool.
If you want
But
a
it's a
reference to
sport.
this, look, if you want a reference to this, look at Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball 2.
You know, that's
or
a
1,
very good way
or
of putting
3,
it.
because it's a very good reference point.
Because Joe knows all about some DOA. But that was something that Matt Brower brought up to me. He's like, hey, if I'm on this podcast, you said we could talk about anything, right? I was like, dude, whatever you want to talk about, bring it up. And he's just like, well, I want to talk about some anime. Specifically, dub versus sub. And I actually thought of a way to tie that in to Weiss. And I'll present that when it gets up to that. So, I don't know about y'all, but I started out obviously watching English dub, stuff that came on Toonami for all sorts of anime. Sailor Moon, DBZ,
Inuyasha.
Sailor Moon,
Inuyasha,
yeah.
for
Those
real.
three are three perfect examples.
I mean, just as a thing.
See, that's why I'm like the outcast in the room, because those weren't my first. You know what was my first?
What was it?
Trigun and Cowboy Bebop.
Hey,
those
dude,
are-
no,
they're
those
still
are
good.
those are classics. We felt bad for those not being. I felt bad for those not being my first because I went back to watch Sailor Moon and like Inuyasha and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, this stuff is so bad. Then you go back and watch the English Cowboy Bebop and you're like, I wish this was the first anime I ever watched.
So,
I really do.
Yes.
I first got introduced to anime when I was like 6, and the first one I ever saw was Akira. Not exactly one for a child to watch.
No,
Not
not
exactly.
at all.
No, that's perfect, man. What are you
Considering
talking about?
I just watched that this year.
I'm in the minority that
Oh yeah,
thinks
because you
that
bought the
Akira
DVD,
was shitty.
right?
It's not that good of a movie in my opinion, but it was revolutionary for the time.
They tried to cram too much of the manga into one movie
Mhm.
because the manga was so much more in depth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It
When you
was.
try and cram that much material in there, you got to compromise on stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
But I mean,
There's
like,
a lot
I'm pretty
that
sure
you have to take out to make sure you
everyone
get it
in
all
this room
there.
has seen.
Oh my.
Good lord. Anyway,
Oh
we've
my.
seen Pokemon, seen Yu-Gi-Oh,
Exactly.
seen Digimon,
And
Yeah.
seen.
Digimon.
Pokemon's
that
a
was the
specific
shit.
one that we were talking about as far as like between the pros and cons of the dub versus sub.
The English version of Pokemon is like 36 episodes. The Japanese version
No,
of
no,
Pokemon?
it's more than that.
No, it's way more than that.
But they did cut out a bunch of the Japanese.
Half of... No. We don't even get half of the original Pocket Monsters in the English release of Pokemon. We don't get any of it. Like, barely any of it.
I only heard of 3 episodes being cut. That was the fake Titty James, the gun, and the Porygon.
Yeah, the Porygon was really...
No, because there's
seizures everywhere.
There's an entire episode where
It's
there's
not my fault Japanese children have low constitution.
Damn.
You got a point there.
Wait, you said Japanese. When it got brought over here, it got taken out. So technically you're talking about American children, not Japanese.
They
The Japanese ones are looking at it going, ooh, pretty.
They cut it out in America because the Japanese kids suffered seizures.
Oh, fuck.
And they didn't want the rest of America.
My bad.
We try to be, remember, we're number 1 in pride in this world.
Ain't that fucking true?
So we're trying to keep that pride.
America!
Terrible.
Yeah.
No. Stop.
America, damn it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just, I hear the eagle. No. Anyway.
Sushi!
Yes.
Taco Bell!
Yeah, but it's a big problem that I've had, because one, I watch Japanese, the Japanese with subtitles probably every single day.
Yeah, I think that now that we've actually, at least I can say from my opinion, now that I've actually discovered Japanese dubs, not that I didn't just randomly discover them recently or anything, but since I started watching it, I'm having a hard time watching subs just because
Not
Japanese...
subs, dubs.
I mean, dubs, you're right. So I have a hard time watching dubs just because Japanese voice actors are good as fuck.
Ain't that true? Like,
I can think of one exception to that rule because I normally prefer subs.
Well, I have a
But-
couple.
Goku.
Spice and Wolf. I do not like Hello Wise Wolf's Japanese voice, but her
You don't? I
her
thought it was
English
good.
voice is so much more fitting.
I haven't heard the English, so I probably need to check that one out.
I mean, she actually sounds wiser in English. She sounds like a brat in
Oh,
Japanese.
good lord. I need to make room now.
Oh, we're getting
Mr.
another
Moroku.
walk-in.
Well, guys,
Moroku?
we have a very full cooler.
Yep.
We have a very
That's actually
full-
good.
actually does look like a
Leave
fucking
that door
cool.
open for a bit. Just to let Moroku in on what was going on. We're basically discussing the whole anime dub versus sub topic, because we already got past all the news and whatnot.
Sub over dub, except for Full Metal Alchemist.
Actually, I'll give you Full Metal
Yeah.
Alchemist.
Yeah.
Anything
That's
with
another
Vic Mignogna, I prefer.
Minogner. Like, that's the other thing. It depends on the voice actors, which I have a very interesting story for this one because Matt's going to love this. He knows exactly which story I'm going to talk about right now. As far as certain series you watch in English and you're like, oh, that's cool, and I know this voice actor. If you look at the anime and see, oh, I know this voice actor, sometimes I'll watch it because of that. Like for Japanese, Yuki Kaji, just is an amazingly good Japanese voice actor, and I'll watch or try to watch almost anything he's in, almost, just because. Sorry, Eren Yeager was not your best performance, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's
Attack on
whatever.
Titan in English was not that great.
He wasn't really speaking much, just screaming the whole time.
That's true.
I don't mind that, because between him and the voice actor for Accelerator from Index, they can scream pretty damn good. Especially Accelerator scream and laugh, because, oh my god.
That laugh is
Anyway,
awesome.
but, okay, on the topic of voice actors, because story time, kids.
Ding! Oh, hell.
The first convention that I ever went to, Matt also went to.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, I thought you knew it first, and now I realize you know exactly what I'm talking about now. Okay, and one of our buddies, who also was a guy named Mike, haven't seen you forever, bro. If you listen to this, I hope you're doing good.
No, we don't.
Fuck you. No. Yeah. Weeaboo Jew's like, I don't care about this motherfucker.
No, I said no, you don't.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But you're right, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. But
Now that it's all on the table.
Yeah. No, but he,
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, how
He
the
showed up-
tables have tabled.
yeah, he showed up and was like, hey, we need to volunteer. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, no. Believe me. And I'm like,
No, I'm
Why-
pretty sure he said believe it. Actually.
yeah, it's true. He probably went Naruto on us and said believe it, but that's whatever.
Male
Anyway.
Flanagan.
So yeah, the this convention we helped with volunteering, and
Yeah, this is the animazement we talked about.
this
or
was
the guys talked about.
2009.
Yeah, this is the animazement the guys were talking about like 2 or 3 podcasts ago. I was actually there for this one.
Okay, so I don't know if I told this story before. I probably haven't.
You haven't.
Okay,
You haven't told the story,
Okay,
but you have brought an animazement
but-
before.
basically we helped everybody get all the other people who are wanting to watch the AMV contest and the cosplay contest in
We helped
getting seated and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we helped
'cause it was
organize
a big
the-
ass line.
We helped organize the sections.
Yeah, helped organize that. But then at the end they're like, hey, for all you volunteers, we got a spot for y'all to sit at like third or fourth from the front.
Yeah.
And so Mike's like, told ya. I gotta bounce. Peace out. And he just left. So it was just me and Matt there. And it was like, okay, hell, cool. Amongst like umpteen, like 50, 60 rows of chairs and people watching like this convention, these AMVs and whatnot. 3?
We were in row 3.
We were in row 3. Okay. And we were sitting there like, this is so cool. Watching all these AMVs, watching all this just cosplay skits and whatnot. And it's funny as shit. And of course, we are just so hyped up on this, drunk on the atmosphere, if you will.
Big time.
Especially this guy. This was great. One of the pause that. One of his favorite series, in fact, English voice actors, is from Gunslinger Girl.
This is one that you can definitely watch in English and be okay.
Yeah, it's the voice actor for Triella from Gunslinger Girl is a girl named Caitlin Glass. Caitlin Glass was one of several voice actors who were judging. And at the end of it, they each had a separate judges award to give to, I forget if it was for the cosplay contest, for the AMVs or whatever. But at the end of this, they went up and each presented theirs. Caitlin Glass was one of the ones who, she went up there, she went to go stand up on the stage to give her judges award.
Right before I said this.
No, right, it's like, here is Caitlin Glass. And the room starts getting quiet so that she can talk.
The room starts getting quiet. 3 girls behind us in a row stand up and yell out Loveless, because apparently she played someone in Loveless.
Yeah.
And as soon as they stop and everyone gets quiet, because now no one's expecting any other shout-outs, my dumb ass hops up and goes, Caitlin Glass, go Triella. Gunslinger Girl is the shit. I promise to God I said the shit. She's like, oh, awesome. And then she's like, wait, did you just say Gunslinger Girl is shit? I'm like, no. Why would I?
My God.
First of all, no. Why would I do that? The shit. It's a good thing. So, Miss Glass, if you were listening to this, which I doubt, I'm that one weird guy in the hat. My bad. I'm sorry. I should have just sat down, but I didn't.
I am laughing so hard. I look behind us, and there are people standing up, staring him down, going, don't you dare talk to Caitlin Glass this way. Kind of just that stare, not saying anything, but I'm laughing so much. He's just like, yeah! Like freaking out, and just like yelling at this judge on stage. And she's just like, okay, I guess that's a good thing. Hell yeah! So that was like that was one of the greatest experiences I can ever tell other people, and I've told a lot of people.
I will never live that down.
Hell no, son. I also will never live down wrecking my truck on the way up there, but that's whatever.
I like the moment. There's that moment where you're reading a manga that you've read 1,000 times. You look up, go, oh, that car is really close. You hit the car. Boom. You look back down. You finish the page that you're on. Realize that you're into the chapter. You dog ear it. Open up the glove compartment. Put the manga in. Close it. And then you realize that we've actually hit something. There's that moment where you're just like, oh shit, never mind. We just fucking wrecked the car. But
it was great.
I was zoned the fuck out.
I've never heard someone say it was great destroying someone else's vehicle.
He had fun. He loved,
I had fun. He lost a car,
So that was a fun day. But sorry, trying to get back on topic here. We had to step away for a second as far as that. We'll talk about like more convention shenanigans in later episodes because I've been going to Animation for like 7 years now. Something like that.
I want to go again.
Yeah, so 7. Like this.
I want to go again.
Let me know, man.
I've never been. I want to go.
All right.
Well, we can discuss this. I have plans.
Yeah, he went last. Joe went last year.
I've been going for 2 years, going on 3, and I'm going to Ichiban this year.
It's
a
Ichiban,
New Year's party.
Ichiban Con or
down
whatever.
in Charlotte, around
nice.
there.
But
that's a hell of a drive.
One reason I thought we could of tying in talking about anime, the dub versus sub, with Weiss. What?
I didn't get a chance to talk about it, and now there's Phantom because he's sitting in the corner, and I don't want you just to sit here.
What's up?
I'm gonna call you out.
Well,
how dare you?
He's living up to his name.
Yeah.
Screw living up to your name.
We can call you Kuroko.
No one notices that.
That's racist. Just because he's white.
I'll show you the anime later. Actually, we probably can see
it's the basketball one, the plant friend one.
Basket?
Yeah,
Kuroko Basket. Yeah.
Kiriko.
Is the
Never
dude.
saw it, but
He was known as the Phantom 6th member of this particular basketball team.
No one saw him or heard him.
Yeah, he practiced trying to make himself as invisible as possible when playing.
What I wanted to say,
I
have a little spill for the dub when it comes to sub, like kind of thing. Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. I prefer either way. Because
you're right, though. It can go either way with those.
Because I sat there as soon as Cowboy Bebop came out in Crunchyroll, I watched it subbed. And I preferred it, and I liked it too. But I grew up on dub for both. and I have Trigun on DVD, so I watched both, and I like both ways.
So
I mean,
you've heard it here first, folks. JoeSchmmo will take it both ways.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I mean, sir.
Wow, damn, son.
Anyway,
shots fired.
Cream.
I'll be back.
More like the KY.
But like, okay, let's talk about the Love Live dub. Some of the voices
Love
do
Live
not. Yeah, they did. As soon as they released.
The look on 8-Ball's face right now is amazing.
As soon as they released both first and second season on together, and that's when they did the English dub. It was under wraps, and it came out in like January of this year, way back when.
But
right before the movie came out over for us to watch.
Fuck me.
But my thing is, some of the voices don't fit. True, I'm a Nozo fan. I can deal with her voice because it kind of fits her out, like her personality. But overall, all the other voices are kind of annoying.
Okay.
Whereas the sub, all the original voices are, and they fit them perfectly. True, some of them are high pitched, but it's okay because you love them.
Kotori's adorbs.
And then others,
Yeah, but her voice
it could be
is
said for other like different animes, but those are the ones that stick out in my mind. Considering I watched like all of them like 30,000 times.
No, one of the reason I wanted to, you can tie it into Weiss a little bit. Because obviously, umpteen of the sets, if not 99% of them, are based off of anime. The dub versus sub thing could actually, you could even say that those two affect even potentially the sets that we'll get over here. Because you got to think of how popular, or
you've got a point there.
You got to think of how popular between, well, the dub sub will also affect popularity, sure.
I can already hear the hate from like a specific person.
It's whatever.
I hear it in a distance.
I know,
I hear
right?
it coming.
There's a disturbance.
I hear the train roaring down the tracks.
I'm sure it's a train, not another type of vehicle, but that's whatever. Yeah, no. But
Airboat.
I mean, you gotta think of also like series like, as far as early on series that I watched was Fate Stay Night. Haruhi was over here in America about the same time as Fate Stay Night was over here in America as well.
Right.
And I watched both of them. I'm like, this is really cool. Then I go back and listen to the Japanese. I'm like, this is even cooler. But it's series that have, a lot of them are series that have been brought over here already as the English. And it makes me wonder if their popularity as anime
does
between...
it spike or does it drop? I mean,
it does,
you have to wonder if it really affects it that much.
And because of such, does it...
It would kind of plane out because there's going to be some that prefer it in English and some that prefer it in the original Japanese.
Agreed.
That, or, I mean, if there's people that don't have early access to anime, that they get the English and they're like, it's a shit, but then they buy the DVD on purpose, or they see the DVD and they watch that to get the Japanese. I mean, I've known people that literally bought the DVD so they could watch it in Japanese because it had the dual audio.
Yeah. I did that for I could do that for Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, Gurren Lagann was good.
So the thing is, when I bought it had already been showing on the Sci-Fi Channel, and so I watched one episode. I don't know what the hell's happening here.
That was on Sci-Fi?
It was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah,
Sci-Fi did a little anime thing for a while.
Anime Days. But I saw Gurren Lagann up there, and I went and actually bought the DVDs through Best Buy and whatnot. Sadly, we're not endorsed by Best Buy. Please send us free shit. I don't care. What? Yeah. And the ones that I got from that were all Japanese dub, no English in it whatsoever. But I still was listening to it and was like, okay, I kind of prefer this version. Yeah. But think of how many sets that have come out over here for Weiss Schwarz that already have anime over here as well. That's why.
That's true. That's true.
Like you said, as far as people getting it early. There was a 2-year difference between when Guilty Crown first aired and when we finally got Guilty Crown over here.
You're right.
In English dub. It was a 2-year gap.
Which is sad because that was actually a fairly popular series around here, just
at
not
least up to
with the public.
Yeah, at least through as far as the people that I knew, at least the first half of it was like, this is a really great series. Granted, no spoilers whatsoever, but second half wasn't as impressive.
We can give a comparison. What is it? Go back to it when I went to AZ this year. Eric, the guy I was watching, he did Ryuji's voice for Toradora and all that. Yeah. He was giving examples on how now they're turning it over pretty fast. Like he was like SCO was recorded like maybe 2 months after it like finished up over there.
Yes.
And it was pretty much gone.
A good example. Another good example
was within a year, and that's when it started closing the gap.
Yeah. Toradora is so great.
So now like they're all trying to get the popular stuff over here.
Oh yeah, well a good example is Dimension W. Dimension W had like 3 episodes out when they were talking about an English release. Though Dimension W is a terrible waste of an awesome idea.
Durarara.
Oh my god.
They were on top of that as soon as it started coming out.
Boku no Hero Academia.
That's
By the time the third or fourth episode had come out, the first one was already dubbed and being shown over here on
Boku no Pico?
No, we are not going
Boku
there.
no Pico.
That's how you test your friendship.
Yeah.
You sit in a truck and watch it on the audio system in the truck.
No.
If your
Please.
friend doesn't kill you after showing that to him, you have a true friend.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
murder
sure.
every single person who showed me that.
Bro, that's your own fault.
But
All I gotta
Yes,
say
that was
a-
like for the people.
That was
Let's-
a cruel joke we did to people at the anime club at ECU. They would say, "Hey, we're new to anime. What's a good anime to start with?" And we would all say Boku no Pico.
Boku no Pico.
That's how we test our true grit as members.
Good lord.
That's cruel.
Let's just throw this out though. If something needs a set, I wouldn't mind in Weiss Schwarz. I wouldn't mind there being a Baccano / Dura set. So if you guys are listening, that would be really badass. I know a lot of people that would pick that up. I would play that. I don't really play a lot of sets. The only reason I got into this game was because Bakemono was in it. Because at the time that was my favorite anime. It still kind of is. But if you guys make a Baccano / Dura set, I'll pick it up.
straight
I
up.
don't know if anyone else in the room picked it up.
In my
I would for
factual,
Dura.
in my factual opinion, the set we need the most is a No Game No Life.
Actually, a No Game No Life set would be perfectly awesome too.
Yeah.
It would
The problem is, they would have to pull stuff off light novel covers,
That's true.
and they only have 13 episodes, and they don't plan on doing any more as of right now.
Well,
'Cause,
since
like I keep telling people,
Yeah.
like let's hope for more. It was just a publicity stunt to
was-
sell more light novels.
It was like what 13 episodes?
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was just a publicity
Yeah.
stunt.
well, since we are getting a season 2 of it now, Blue Exorcist could work.
True.
I don't know how
It
they're
took
gonna
so
do.
long between the seasons for that.
I don't know how they're gonna do a second season for that because of the
It's
grand
already
anime.
been confirmed.
Well, I know, but after
But
the
they
grand
kinda,
anime
like-
sweep that they did at the end of the first
Yeah,
season,
it
kind
was
of
like,
that.
It
let
actually
me
ended
just-
really well. I was
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
surprised.
Yeah.
But it's whatever.
I'm sorry, they
Well,
did that
I
one
thought
episode
they-
sweep was ridiculous.
The way I can see them doing is if they do it in between certain things.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he have to go against like other demons, like to get
I
powers?
think
or something?
I'm not caught up on the manga in any way, shape, or form. I need
Because
to look
from
it
what I
up.
hear, he has to go against like other. I'm probably wrong on this, but this is from what I've heard. I don't read it. I've just watched it. This is when I first started getting back into anime. I watched it, but from what I hear, he has to go against other like demons that like are kind of himself.
I mean,
but
I wouldn't
refer to
doubt it.
him as brother.
I wouldn't doubt it because one of the first demons technically demons like the first episode was Astaroth.
Yes.
Was one of the dudes who actually served Satan, sure. And one of the people he faces later on actually is like related to him in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, it's because of he probably has to fight a whole bunch more. Sure, I need to catch up on it greatly, but you're right. He has to face all these other demons who just
And
I mean, if they-
that was before I think he finished before the ending they showed.
probably
That's why I'm like they might do in between.
Yeah.
Like this is happening in between all this other stuff.
yeah
I mean, if they do a gear change like that, it'll work.
Yeah.
But
potentially.
Well, back to the No Game No Life thing. It could work as maybe an extra booster set.
Like
Maybe.
Log Horizon did.
Maybe. Well, no. You can't say that. Once again, 13 episodes for No Game No Life.
A true.
By this point,
50.
Log Horizon, they only took from the first season, and it was at least 25 episodes.
I mean, but you gotta remember, they made a set about Vocaloids that doesn't have an anime.
No,
Well, they have
that's-
a lot of
but
content to pull
Vocaloid
from.
is so.
that has a whole bunch of. They did stuff based off the music. You think with Love Live, a whole bunch of the cards
Or from the music videos.
are from
And different singles and all this stuff.
Yeah.
man.
So
Plus, Vocaloid is actually worldwide popular. So
Yeah.
Hashtag Katy Perry or what was it?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Miku was her opening act at some of her concerts.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, that's happened. It even happened on oh my god,
David Letterman.
David Letterman
That's
show.
true. They did
I,
have Miku.
I
on
still
David.
remember watching that. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but please enjoy. And a quote from David Letterman.
And that was, I saw that, I laughed so much, and at the same time, it was really cool. But yeah, like you said, it's getting, Vocaloid's insanely popular and across the world. So I can completely understand them giving that a set.
Here's a random question: why isn't there a Full Metal Alchemist set?
Because they have their own card game, I think.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Weiss's big thing is if they can't get the rights,
Well,
or
I mean-
they already have a card game, like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece.
Well, I understand that.
Naruto has
Naruto,
one.
Bleach has its
Bleach.
own-
Bleach
Had a card game that
It's
didn't last
still-
long.
the cards exist, sure, but the company that was running it,
Died.
it completely and totally crashed overnight.
Did any of you ever play the Dot Hack sign card game?
I know what you're talking about, but I never played it.
Because
Speaking of which, just got all the first Dot Hack signs on DVD. Just got that.
Nice.
Just want to put it out there.
I found a website online. Can't remember the name of it, but they had the boosters for .hack sign for like $1 a pack, and a booster box was like $11.
You should probably jump on that because you can find a collector.
Well, this was a while back.
Okay.
Because my brother wanted to do it because he really liked .hack sign.
Well, the podcast won't be posted until Tuesday, so you have at least tomorrow if you want to get these before anyone else finds out about it.
And then the price jumps up back to like Weiss prices and all that stuff.
Well, I doubt it because the game's out of print.
Yeah, true too.
They're just trying to sell their overstock.
$400 Persona 4 box.
Have fun with that. No. But yeah.
400.
Yeah, Amazon's selling it for $400.
And-
JK has it cheaper than that, I thought.
They don't have any.
Oh.
They only have trial decks.
Like, they to my knowledge, I don't think they've brought over, as far as just showing on channels over here, they haven't like tried to just show any series that were Japanese dub with subtitles. As far as I know, they all did it with English dub, but that's whatever.
Speaking of which, a lot of people are hitting the JoJo Bizarre Adventure dub. That's all I've been seeing from that. I haven't watched it because I don't have cable.
Episode 1 of that,
How-
actually.
How bad was that?
It's not great.
Oh, well.
Because that's all I see. A bunch of my friends with JoJo. We should ask Chelsea after this. I'm curious on what she thinks.
Of what?
She is the biggest JoJo's fan in his place.
I mean, I've watched all of JoJo that's out currently, so.
Well, I'm talking about the dub. How she thinks.
Oh,
about that.
yeah, that's something. I need to watch the dub too. I don't know how it is.
Because half my friends are JoJo fans. They're like, I hate it.
That's another point that I wanted to make as far as just quickly on the anime topic. The English voice actors, I credit them a lot with what they have to do because how they a lot of the anime is made is they record the lines of the voice actors first, then they do the animation to them and the lip flaps and everything. Over here, when they dub it to English,
they gotta go with the lip flaps.
They have to match lip flaps as best as they can,
and they might have to fill in words.
They have to either ad lib for some of it. They have to.
Ghost stories.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later, but specifically for the next podcast, I actually want to talk about that. But
that's what they did in Naruto with that whole believable crap.
Yeah, because he yells Tatabayo, yeah. But so yeah, they had to fill in stuff. They had to change the script, but still try to match it as best they can. So between the translators, the writers who have to come up with that stuff, and the voice actors, I feel they are not given enough credit for how they have to try to get everything synced up right as best they can.
One thing that you always have to watch out for, though, is that sometimes in anime, they'll change the words and stuff because they feel like it.
True, too.
Ooh, another good example is in video games, there's a game that came out for the PS3, which is one of the reasons that I actually got a PS3, which was called Ni no Kuni. That game is really good. It has a lot of the Ghibli art style. It's an awesome RPG. The problem is that...
so grindy.
Yes, first of all, it is grindy. Second of all, you don't have to play that game for very long to realize they're bullshitting half of the subs. I mean, they sub it so you can play the game in Japanese, and it's subbed, but I don't know. It's 100%, well, it's 50% bullshit. All I gotta say is that,
and 50%.
That's another one of those things you have to worry about with dubbing, is that Americans will censor their shit all day. And sometimes they'll censor their shit just because they feel like it.
Yeah.
Gotta think of the children's.
Fuck the children's.
I had to throw a specific one in here.
You can go to prison for that, cuz.
Shut up. Shut up, you big stupid.
If anyone here will, it's, Kyle's already a priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
I'm not Catholic, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. He is the priest of Weiss Schwarz.
Mm-hmm.
So all who want to join our sanctuary. No, anyway.
I just gotta go.
Okay.
I just gotta go to the county.
One of the specific ones. They also have to change certain things that they feel won't like. They feel they have to change certain things that get brought over here because it's either not accepted for kids or whatever. Like for Naruto, later on in the Naruto series, part of a particular arc, there's a guy in there, there's a martial artist named Rock Lee. Yes, pun off of Bruce Lee, whatever. But he is a natural expert at the drunken fist fighting style.
Yes.
You mean the loopy fist?
Exactly.
Drunken master.
No, okay, it was drunken fist. It's completely and totally drunken fist, but they called it the loopy fist over here, and then in the anime they called it the potion punch.
Yeah, and it's like you have to take your medicine, Rock.
Yes. Be glad you don't remember this because it's fucking stupid.
It was the fight against
Kinemaro, yeah.
Bone Dude.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Perfect example
I
of
just
shit that
don't
gets
remember
changed.
him changing it that much.
Because you didn't care to look up the English part, probably. But
Probably didn't care.
Watch it in Japanese. It's all you need.
Maybe I did have the uncensored, like the uncut version or something.
I don't know. Maybe if you saw it on the subtitles, sure. But I'm talking English dub.
No, I'm
called
talking
it.
about like DVD version.
I don't know.
The first time I saw them mention it was Potion Punch was in the manga itself.
Okay.
That's the first time I saw that, and I actually watched it, and I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, it was completely and totally retarded, and it made me completely drop that. Just I was like, no, I'm not gonna read this. Fuck it.
No,
But,
I still read it because.
What's up? Oh no. It's all good.
I thought they would have the singles
Thank
up
you.
for the sale now.
Not yet. Which ones? Got some Ilya cards here. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Kaleido Stick Ruby. Oh, yeah.
Ruby?
Ruby.
Wrong Ruby.
Wrong Ruby.
Not,
Oh.
no scythe guns. Sorry.
Damn it!
Anyway. Okay. It is about we're 50 minutes in.
So if you want to fill up some time, let's all go around and throw out some anime that you definitely should not watch in dub, and some anime that you definitely should look into.
Yeah, the one particular I mentioned to you, avoid that. We're gonna have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to talk
That's
about
coming
that
up
next week.
That's
yeah.
coming up next week.
Um.
But let me start you off here. This is gonna be a weird one, but Oron High Host Club. If you've ever seen it, this one is actually good in English, just because if the characters
Big
weren't
Magma.
Yeah. Big banana.
if the characters weren't already a bunch of pompous assholes, giving them all British accents and or the English version of pompous asshole is 100%.
AKA a politician.
Yeah, basically. It adds so much to the series that it just makes the Japanese that was already good perfect if you actually speak
Plus,
English.
I think Phenomena makes you melt like butter.
Yeah, well. And then
What?
I just thought of something. There's a cool remix out there. It's called Exotic Butters Remix. I suggest you guys go look it up. You will enjoy it. Best 3 minutes of your life. Anyway, continue.
another
I
good
can
example
only imagine that's
is
from Sister Location.
Yes.
another good example is Hellsing. If you've ever watched the Hellsing series, do not watch the original series. The original
No,
series,
watch the abridged. Watch the
Jesus
Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
Watch the Ultimate and then watch the Ultimate Abridged because you'll love that. But this is another series where the English is actually good. Crispin Freeman is another great voice actor. Don't watch Chobits with Crispin Freeman. Do not do that. But if you want to watch something with Crispin Freeman that is really good,
Irresponsible Captain Tyler? What?
that is not a bad anime in English.
What anime?
Irresponsible Captain Tyler.
Oh.
Do you know from this
basically-
guy, basically Gordon? It's basically an anime about Gordon, but it's not. But it is, but it's not. If you know what I'm saying.
I would watch it.
It's
a subliminal
really
thing.
good.
No. The person he's talking about is a character from this guy whose English voice is the same.
He's
dude
like
that we're talking
a,
about, Crispin Freeman.
he's a
Crispin
Saturday
Freeman.
morning cartoon character that
He's
screws everything
He's
up.
basically a ripoff of Flash Gordon
Yeah,
from the
he's-
old radio days.
He's Flash Gordon that fights demons thinking they're aliens.
Captain Gordon, defender of the earth.
Exactly.
And Curtis, who
And
hates
Curtis.
everything.
I'll give mine. So to avoid, we all know that the One Piece English is not good.
Oh,
but
we
it's
are not stepping on
bad.
that landmine.
Which
But-
one? There's like 12 of them, right?
Yeah,
We all know we want to watch the 4 Kids
I-
one, but
I-
that's not.
I have to say nix that completely. Just go ahead to a different one because there's
Okay.
too
There's
many
too much
arguments.
hate.
to go- yeah.
Well,
There's too much
no,
hate.
no,
in
not
that.
even just hate, just arguments in general
I
that
feel
will
you.
be spawned from this. So no,
But I like arguments.
no.
Not centered
So-
around this podcast.
Okay, let's go with what I would recommend.
Okay.
When it comes to the Persona 4 dub and sub, either way you'll be fine with, because I like how they work in the the personalities of the,
Okay,
of the English voice actors.
Did they already dub the anime?
yeah.
Yeah, it's been dubbed
I did not know that.
for
Okay.
like a very long
I thought
time.
I was like,
Hasn't
is
the
he
Golden
going?
also been dubbed?
Yep, Golden's
I thought you
been
were
dubbed
going
as well.
into the games.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the game,
True,
The game has not been dubbed.
I mean,
Not at all.
That's where I started it on. That's whatever.
But
Don't you just love all the lines Johnny Younglush has in the game? Huh, Persona!
yeah, exactly.
And every single Persona name except.
I prefer the English for Toradora over the sub.
Oh,
I actually
dude.
have not listened to Toradora in English. So-
Really?
I do. Just a little
I'll
bit.
have to go check it out just to make sure I'm not tripping here.
Just a little bit.
You always
Not
trip.
much, but it's just a little bit. So
I'm not even.
I'm
opening
willing to check
can
that
of
one out.
things to avoid though. Oh my word! I don't even know where to start on that.
Here,
a
let me
lot
throw
of
two
things.
quick ones out here. I don't like the Attack on Titan, and I definitely cannot stand the Soul Eater. Okay, there's a certain way to do things, but Soul Eater was a bad English dub.
That's bouncing off of this real quick. Is there already a Soul Eater card game?
No.
No, but that's another one that needs a set. I'll pick that shit up.
Okay. Just
But-
random question.
They have to get the rights from Square Enix.
What?
The Soul Eater anime is owned by Square Enix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my video game? That's all I gotta say about that.
I'm
then.
pretty sure there is a video game.
I
Yeah, I think
understand
there
that.
is a video game.
It's
out
like a
over there.
DS game.
Oh, no. Oh, I think they also got brought into one of the 2D fighters.
I can believe that
Probably wouldn't.
because there's
Well,
actually
Shingeki Bunko?
there's actually a
No.
there's actually a 2D fighter that's
Fighting
got
Climax?
you know
No.
Ryuji
Okay, no.
and they've got a 2D fighter that's got Ryuji and
Fighting
Taiga
Climax.
and they've got
So
from Valkyria Chronicle and Dura in that one too. So that's a good
yeah.
one.
So if they have even just Maka and Soul from there in any 2D fighter, they also might have to get rights from shit like that. I don't know.
So, to avoid, I would agree with the Soul Eater. Avoid the Love Live dub. I full-heartedly say avoid that, if possible. If you can't, I'm sorry for your poor, unfortunate soul. Inuyasha, I would try, but everyone on this planet has seen it at this point. But one that I would fully recommend over everything would be Durarara, because they stayed on top of it as it was coming out.
I need to check that out too.
The English, they even the voice actors we've tried to stay on top of this. They even took they made little videos saying we're staying on top of this as best as we can. So literally a week or two after the first one came out, that's when they started recording and everything.
All right.
I'm sure that one's good then.
One I would recommend the dub of. I don't know if other people would agree with me, but I prefer to Kill la Kill English dub over the sub because Ryuko has a tough girl voice in English and it just sits better with me.
I don't know. I
She's
think
kind of tough girl in the Japanese
she's-
dub.
I think they
It
did a
didn't
good
really,
job.
the English one sounds tougher to me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I understand where you're going with that, but then you have to deal with Mako in English, and I just can't do that. She makes me want to kill myself. I actually really like her as a character. She was cool. She fit in perfectly where she was in the Japanese. The dub literally does make me want to rip out my left eardrum, though. Not the right one. I need that one still. But the left one, that one's gone.
But I would recommend
how you
staying
really feel.
away
Damn.
from Bible Black.
I think you
Okay,
should really
on
stay
that
away
we
from-
are changing the
you should
subject.
stay away from Bible Black in general.
Okay, we are changing subjects now
Ugh.
because no. Oh my God, no. Okay, that is. Oh no.
Good one, say. Good
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Well, what about the Rape Man dub?
No, that's okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna start talking. Okay, one of the other things that got. Okay, we're going away from the anime thing for now, and horrible hentai that Andrew watches every day.
That's not
to-
hentai.
It doesn't matter. And
It's close enough.
and
As if you didn't need to know, stay away from any hentai dub ever.
just yeah. Anyway, and the one of the other things I want to talk about. This is going back to Weiss Schwarz. Something that one of our friends posted up is this is actually for the Japanese format. To my understanding, from what the person has both talked about and from what I gathered from the Bushiroad, Bushiroad Twitter account or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know if it was Twitter or what. But either way, the Google Translate could not get it exactly on point. Let's just say that.
When does it ever?
I've seen a couple that you can at least understand it, but that's whatever. It was talking about 3 particular cards, one of which that has been banned from the Japanese format. And that is a event backup from the Haruhi set. I think I wrote the name down right, Asakura.
Oh man,
But
it's
it's-
from the Haruhi set.
Yeah, it's Phantom actually has
That's
a copy
a
of this
good
card in the deck. It's the level 2 event that it's a counter. It states basically you get rid of a climax in your opponent's climax
Oh, that
area.
one.
Okay, that has been straight banned in the Japanese format. As of, I don't know if I do not know if that's in effect like starting 2017 or what. But it's talking about that one is going to be banned.
Well, good idea.
Well,
For Japanese, you can still run it in English, no problem. You can still run it for the English format, no problem. But the Japanese format, they're getting a little touchy on people stopping their climax combos. And
I mean, that's what people tend to build their deck around, so that really fucks people's day up.
Yeah. The other two cards this is just what I was
like
told.
having an assist that's in the back that screws up half of my climax combos.
That's your own fault.
It's
the
his
same time they
playing a deck that he likes.
But at the same time, they need something to deal with climax combos because if are you just supposed to let your opponent always have them?
You're right. I see what you're saying. It goes to balance the game, but it scares.
It's a hell
me.
no card. It's like, oh, you want to play a climax combo? Fuck nah, buddy.
Yeah. The other two cards are from the terminology that I read. They are under supervision, quote unquote, for the first half of 2017. So you can play them right now to your heart's content, but that's whatever. But as soon as 2017 starts, I don't exactly understand what they mean by under supervision, but either way. There's a level 3 Mikuru, also from the Haruhi set as well, that basically their effect basically makes it so your opponent can't even play climaxes during their next turn. Her effect does that.
That one is a lot dirtier. I would watch out for that one.
And of course, one we talked about in the last podcast was the level 3 Gilgamesh. Well, actually, it doesn't actually have Gilgamesh in the name, but it's Gilgamesh. It's a King of All Creation Archer. Is the actual name of the card.
From the first.
From the first
Archer from the first set.
Yeah. Who, funny enough, his is technically a climax combo because it requires you to discard a climax. I jokingly say it's a climax combo, but it's not because that climax doesn't hit the climax area. But his effect that during your at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can discard Sword of Rupture Aya from your hand and pay 1. You get rid of your opponent's climax in their climax area, and he gets 5,500 buff. So really big card. We talked about it in the last podcast, and we're like, yeah, that's fairly nasty. But he is one of the ones that has reached the eyes of Bushiroad, quote unquote. They're like, hey, everyone's playing this guy, which I can understand. Because like even today in the tournament, like I used multiple climax combos that basically would win the games, and they're like, yeah, fuck clock shoot, whatever.
All I gotta say is that if you're gonna try to stop your opponent's climax combos to balance the game, all they're gonna start doing is making more climax combos where you discard the climax from hand, because that would actually stop this entire thing that we're talking about being banned. You don't have to play that climax to do this climax combo, as it were.
This actually is a good opportunity because I want to bring up something else. There's certain climax combos that once the effect goes off, like say if it's during the climax phase itself, certain ones, those two cards, that event backup and the Sword of Rupture combo, doesn't really affect it anymore. The Haguro climax combo, where play it, search for Fleet Girls. That you're not gonna be able to stop those.
Play it, shit happens. You can't really mess that up.
Yeah. The other thing being the Kaleidoscope, actually, because the Kaleidoscope climax combo with Kaleidoscope Ilya and Kaleidoscope Miyu, it gives your characters an effect. And to my knowledge, if that climax were to leave the field, they would still have, other than the buffs from the climax, they would still have those ability of the, when you swing, burn for 1.
Yeah, because
it says they get the ability. They don't have the ability.
Yeah. If that was the case, they would basically have a problem there.
Because that's the same thing as like when you play an event card that says target character gets X. Because that event doesn't stay on the field.
Exactly, you're right.
See, what we need to stay away from, and I know that there are several people at this table that agree with this, is that Magic got bashed because it turned into a counter game. Force of Will is starting to do the same thing, which is what got Kool-Aid out of the game. If Weiss does that, that's really gonna, make a lot of people step away from this game.
It's one thing, like we talked about in one of the other podcasts, how there's certain cards that, if A happens, B occurs, and
what happens if you scoop A out from under itself and it never happens?
Yeah,
that throws literally everything off.
Also, I was only so decent in algebra, but going back to the Kaleidoscope thing, I had to do the math on the Kaleidoscope Ilya effect. At first I was like, okay, cool, what's like the maximum number of burns that you could get off? As far as when the class... Was it Class Card Saber?
Yep.
Okay. When Class Card Saber is played, you can discard a copy of card. Sorry, I was going a bit to the Canadian there. Discard another copy of the Class Card Saber to give all your characters in the center stage the ability that when they swing, burn for 1. If you have 3 copies of that Kaleidoscope Ilya, you can give that effect in its stack 3 times. Now, at first I was like, is 3 the max? But it is because you had to already be playing 1 copy of that classic card saber, and if you to start it, and then you're discarding 3 more copies of it because you can only have 4 copies of it.
Yeah, and it's really unlikely you're gonna have all 4 class card sabers from your deck in your hand.
Well, I mean, once you do that, it's the fact of you can only run 4 copies. You're playing 1 copy to be able to start the chain, and then you're discarding the other 3. So you're not gonna be able to get it off 4 times unless you cheat like a motherfucker.
Judge.
Yeah, no, right? I haven't heard that called yet here in Weiss Schwarz, but that's because we actually,
Usually it's a hey, give me a second, I'm gonna ask Matt something.
Yeah, it's a hey, hold up.
Well, according to Twitch, Joe cheats.
Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here.
He cheats on stream. Why does he keep losing?
I know, right?
On stream.
Exactly. Twitch don't understand.
Twitch don't understand the struggle. They don't understand the struggle.
It's easy to judge from that screen.
Yeah. But basically, those 2 cards, the Gilgamesh and the Haruhi counter, wouldn't stop those burn effects. It would stop the 1k1 that the climax would give anyway to the characters. But to my understanding, I'm going to ask Jesse Senpai. Thank you, Jesse Senpai, for posting up this thing about the cards and for the Japanese format thing. But I will ask her specifically if they would keep those burn effects. Mm-hmm. To my knowledge, they would, because
they should. Given. It says it gains the effect until the end of the turn, right?
And because of that, I do not think those other effects would go off.
The cost is it being in the climax area. If it hits the climax area, then it should be fun.
Agreed.
Still procs.
The Mikuru one just straight says your opponent can't even play him, so...
That one definitely, I think, should get banned.
That's
but
whatever.
Like, the one that gets ready to climax, does it say in the effect that it cancels the effect of the climax?
Well, no, think about... gonna step away from Weiss for a second. Yu-Gi-Oh! They have continuous spells, continuous traps. If they leave the field, the effects are gone. Mm-hmm. So, by that same token, the climax has to stay in the climax area for all the effects to stay. I actually had to look that up for one of the Abyssal cards that's a restander, and the restand climax combo involves sacrificing that climax, so they lose the buff off that climax.
Yeah, I was just curious because it says
this. The Elite Four deck that I run, it requires on attack if that card is there.
Yeah.
It gets effects.
The thing I was just wondering,
things like the Shimikaze require it.
Yeah, the Shimikaze has to stay on field. Like the 2K and a Soul doesn't have to specifically be on her, but the climax has to be there.
Yeah, I was just wondering because it says all your characters get 1,000 power and 1 soul. It says get. They should already retain it even if the climax goes away.
If it says that they got it, if they got that much till the end of turn,
till the end of turn, it would make sense.
I could completely understand it saying. Okay. But no, it's
I agree.
It's like going to another card game, MTG, where they say you get an emblem with such and such effect. You can almost think of the climaxes as that emblem because the emblem's giving off a certain effect or whatever. Yeah. If once the emblem goes away, that effect's gone.
The emblem can't go away though.
Huh?
In Magic, emblems can't go away.
If there was a way. If there was quote unquote.
Or it's just an enchantment that says while this card is on the field, blah.
Yeah. So it's almost it's like that between enchantments from MTG, continuous spells, field spells, all that traps from Yu-Gi-Oh. There's additions for Force of Will, which is kind of the same thing as far as the continuous things, whatever. Did Vanguard have anything of that sort?
As in, I'm trying to think.
Cards that weren't creatures, but they stayed on the field and did effects or whatever?
No, not really.
Okay.
They didn't really use that effect. The only thing that would be even close to that would be the locking mechanism and the deleting mechanism. Where locking is the card's still there, but it's like flipped over. That space cannot be used, and the card cannot be used until it's unlocked. Deleting is it's just completely permanent, deleted. It's a different thing. Because unlocking, you can unlock it. There are cards that came out that you can flip and get rid of that effect. As far deleting, on the other hand, it stays there.
For that zone or for whatever card's there.
The zone and that card.
Okay.
So locking, you can't use it.
Okay.
And then it could affect your Vanguard as well. They really took they were going crazy with that mechanic when it was coming out.
Gotcha. That's also Bushiroad. That's kind of why I wanted to throw that one in there. So it's I didn't know how Bushiroad treated stuff for that one.
But true, what is it, deleting, you can, I believe, it's been a while since I went against one, you could place something over it, but it's wasting hand size, and for Vanguard, hand size is kind of important, especially depending on what clan you're going with. That's a whole different rant for a whole different thing. As they adjust the mat to make it all nice and perfect.
It was killing. It was killing my OCD too. Okay, so yes, as far as otherwise, other than for climax combos, that event counter would almost be pointless if the effects didn't go away.
Okay.
Sure, stop climax combos, absolutely sure. But the fact that it would also get rid of the effects is an even bigger plus for that backup event. So that would be really cool. But yes, thank you, Jesse Senpai, for posting that. And I'm gonna ask you a couple other things if you're listening to this in any way, shape, or form.
And now the wind down.
And now basically the wind down. One of the things that Matt wanted me to mention was another little. It's not a podcast. It's just a little random ass recording we did, and we just called it Random Encounter. And we're posting that up at some point.
This might not be the only one. I don't know if we're going to keep on doing this, but we might have more base damage random encounters.
Yeah, as far as just our little rants, talking about multiple different card games.
Basically shooting the shit.
We shoot exactly. You guys shoot the shit on this too, but we're talking...
We have points to ours.
Yeah.
Whereas that's probably just going to be random as hell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the wall.
Another thing is that, as we've already brought up JoeSchmmo, he puts a lot of our deck builds. He has the deck profile videos. If you ever have any interest in any of these decks that we play, make sure you check those out because
absolutely.
I'm gonna definitely be adding mine up there, and
I'm
pretty sure we have several from.
We
several
still have
people
some
in
coming.
We did
on the way.
4 or 5 deck profiles in one day, and
It's
there's
still some are coming.
Commoning.
They're on their way. I'm just spacing them out so it's not back to back, so I have
It's cool.
time to kill.
Basically, one last closing thing I wanted to do, and since we're going to talk about all the cards that affected climaxes, I figure we try to at least kind of throw a random question around to everyone in the room who does play. Just as far as every podcast, I just want to try to ask a random question and get people's opinions on them. Kind of like a what's your favorite type thing. I was going to ask for this closing question, what type of climax is your favorite? And we're not talking about the hentai, Bible Black, and all that shit. No. As far as yeah, just
School days.
no. What? No, that's not even a hentai. That's just a horrible thing in general.
We're just talking about horrible anime here.
Anyway,
Well, back to his question.
but to the question,
Sorry.
what type of climax is your favorite?
Well, mine is definitely the crit bounce. Or the bounce climax.
Oh, the spin trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 1K1 spin triggers. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know. I really like the 1K1, the shot climax. I don't run any right now, but to be perfectly honest, those are actually really fun for confirming damage.
The shot climaxes, they have won me games. Those things are
So
awesome.
you mean with the extra burn?
The extra burn if the damage gets canceled on
They
that.
still take one.
It's even better if they waste a climax healing from.
Exactly. You get 2 climaxes off of that same thing, and you still have more characters to swing with. Abso-freaking-lutely.
See, mine's the treasure, the gold bars.
Oh,
the gold bar is dirty though.
I have found those to be extremely useful.
It sometimes is a double-edged sword.
Agreed, because you
Because-
blind stock
I'm
afterwards.
blind
so you
stock
don't know
on
it.
my other climaxes.
But it's, hey, I was needing this for, a level later. I got it now, and
Especially if you draw into the thing right afterwards.
I got
perfect.
3 decks now that run gold bar for trigger. And I can completely understand that. That's great.
No.
Personal favorite, because I also run this in 3 of my decks. The gate triggers where you add a climax back.
That one is great.
That has been.
Yeah.
That is
All I gotta say is
You love your
Titans.
climax combos.
Titans rock. the shit out of that.
Absolutely.
Titans, lols.
Titan.
And in 850, and in 850, and then there was that time in 850.
And then Billy was getting screwed over by chump swingers and drops 3 of the female Titan and goes.
And then you just subjugate everybody.
I ain't scared of no Titan. Kaede all day.
What's you? Phantom. Favorite type of climax.
So far, what's your favorite type of climax you've used?
Type.
Yeah, with the effects and all that stuff.
Either the trigger or the effect.
The effect.
He was in a totally different zone just now. He was
I
just
was.
like.
I think that means he likes +2 soul.
I have.
That can't come in
He
handy.
actually does run that.
I have at least
Well, he has to because he's running the trial deck.
He has 4 or 2
3
plus,
now actually.
3 plus 2 souls in his deck.
I can't say anything. Those win
was he playing
games
against me?
hardcore.
I
Okay.
had 4. I had 4. I took one out to make room because
for someday in the rain.
Like he was talking about with double-edged sword. +2 souls are definitely a huge double-edged sword. It's a high risk, high reward, but I've seen that happen in a whole bunch of damage stick versus nothing stick whatsoever.
I've thrown 6 backpacks a day, not a single one of them has stuck. I feel you.
I'm sorry.
That's
And at the same time, I'm not. Sorry.
The 2 soul isn't exactly my favorite. It's the draw a card and then give a character 2k1.
That's really cool.
2K soul.
No, not 2K soul. 1 soul, 2,000 power.
Soul,
Yeah.
Draw 2K.
That one's really useful. That's actually what the climax is for the Shimikaze we were talking about from Kantai. The only drawback is that's only giving it to one character as opposed to
Giving 1k1 to everyone.
yeah. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. Plus, it replaces itself because you draw a card afterwards.
Yeah.
And I've seen several climax combos still be able to make up for it more than like.
And it's
for
good
using.
for like when you have a deck that has a lot of characters require you to have X amount of cards in hand.
Mm-hmm. You can instantly replace it,
Like
especially if you
kill
don't.
deck.
Well, admittedly, the kill deck also has the book trigger, the draw card.
Yeah.
Speaking of high risk, high reward, I am particularly fond of the climax where you blind stock and give a soul to everyone. I mean, it screwed me over a lot of times, but playing Bakemono, I actually get to check the top card of my deck more often than not. So, if I can get rid of all of the fear of blind stocking a climax, I'll take it.
Okay.
I prefer the alternative where you just put a certain color card from your waiting room.
That one's
There
very
are people
useful.
that like that, but deck thinning is a thing that has saved me a lot of times.
Well, be able to also pick which one you use was really helpful. Doing that with the Snow Fairy Ilia. You pick a blue card from your waiting room and put it in there.
That's great.
I can go, well, I don't need this level 0 for later, and if I somehow refresh or whatever, I ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, because it's a card out of your deck
Yeah.
that they can't damage. See, that's what Jason likes to do with his deck. He likes to put most of his deck in his stock and just have nothing but his climaxes in his deck.
Yeah. The Sweets Contract Concluded also has that. You put a blue card in there. Yeah. But, yeah, so, okay, Roku, did you answer? Favorite type of climax?
Pretty much anything 1k1.
Anything 1k1? Nothing used more than the other?
Not really. But I really do not like the double crits or the salvage. I haven't really found the salvage useful.
Well,
I see what
I
you're
would
saying.
say it depends on the deck.
Yeah.
Especially for my Rin, my mono Rin deck.
I'll say the only deck.
Salvage is very essential
Yeah.
to setting up
The only
field.
deck you've run that has the salvage was the Lock Horizon, right?
Actually, I like the
Where'd you
salvage
run that
triggers
at?
too, but that's just from the my starter deck days.
I just got into the mindset of not really salvaging after playing against that anti-salvage hand cold deck.
Hey, there's that Hatsukaze again. Fuck that bitch.
So I just kind of build all my decks without salvage.
You want some pepper with that salt?
Oh, I'm salty for days. I'm salty for days.
You want some
when it
cheese
comes
with
out
that
to-
wine?
Oh, did Niles River in Egypt? Okay, we need to stop.
I'm still waiting for Joe to bring me that beer. He won't bring me that beer.
I only
made
bring
PBI.
I only bring the good stuff, not the cheap stuff, sir. And you want the cheap stuff?
Okay, fine. Then go get me a bottle of Dos Equis.
If
I
you
don't
want
have
the,
enough time.
if you want the cheap stuff, I'm right here.
Oh my.
Oh my.
And on that
I'll
note,
see you in the parking lot.
Oh God.
Why?
You, me,
That was
Kool-Aid's
creepy.
car.
Nope. Wait, you're doing it on top of the car? Oh my God,
We'll
no.
rock the trunk. It'll be okay.
Okay, if you can angle the rocking in such a way that it finishes smoothing out that side where it's got the dented in on the
So
right
we
next
want
to taillight.
we want us to rock it and smooth you out, right?
Yes, smooth
Gotcha.
out the car. Go for it.
Oh my.
No homo.
Well, this it's kind of
That-
Oh,
that
no,
escalated
homo.
quickly.
Okay for that.
All right. Well, I think we're winding down. This has been
Pretty
the
much
Base
it.
Damage Podcast number 4 with. Going to
JoeSchmmo.
Kool-Aid.
Weeaboo
Weeaboo Moroku sitting over to the side playing
Hey, how you doing?
World Final Fantasy.
Mhm.
On the
And
Vita.
Phantom.
And Phantom.
And Phantom.
AKA Kuroko. I'm sorry. I'm probably just gonna call you that.
God damn it.
Now
And
gotta
I am
fix
Matt
that.
Brower /KG. And
I like that series.
hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Thank y'all, and
Remember, check the channels out in the link description
yes,
below.
we're gonna have several links. Put in the description. Joe's page, Nick's page,
Phantom's page.
Phantom's page,
He plays some good music on that guitars. You should go check them out.
and I know, right?
The proper English.
It's lost
proper-
on you.
But yeah, thank y'all for listening. But yeah, that's it for now. Y'all take care. Peace out for now.
Bye.
See ya.
Sayonara.